Hey, Screaming Geek Media here. I am Jerry the Geek. Today we're going to be talking about Robin Hood on 4K. But before we do, if you like physical media, 4Ks, Blu-rays, DVDs, if you like home theater, movies in general, please check out my other videos on my channel. Like, subscribe, and turn your bell notifications on. So let's just dive into the 4K release of Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. A movie came out in 1991, starring Kevin Costner, Morgan Freeman, Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio, Christian Slater, and the great Alan Rickman, and directed by Kevin Reynolds. Now, this has always been, a favorite of mine of the Robin Hood movies. A lot of people really dog Kevin Costner and what he does and what he can't do. I always like his movies. This has definitely always been a favorite of mine. There's so many different Robin Hood movies out there. Again, this has always been my favorite. There's always been something about it. It's a lot of fun. Now, this 4K release came from Arrow. Just came out a few months ago in, I think, November 2022. It's a UK release. It has not been released in the US yet. The movie was originally filmed on 35mm, finished with 4K digital intermediate, has HDR10, Dolby Vision. And man, this thing looks phenomenal. I'm glad to finally get some more Arrow in my collection. They do a wonderful job. Out of the gate during opening credits when they're showing the designs, the stitching on this cloth, and just seeing the textures of the cloth itself plus the stitching is fantastic. Really good grain structures. A couple of dark scenes is definitely a little thick, but overall, it's a damn good transfer. Has some great details throughout. The colors really pop. Good skin tones. Some great highlights whenever they're in scenes where they're around fire. Even though you don't see the fire, you can see the flickering of light on, on the actors and everything around you, so you feel like you're actually there. Very well done. That deep contrast just adds so much richness to it. Now, comparing with the Blu-ray, I did have this on Blu-ray from Warner Brothers. I can't remember which release it is. I think they probably got a few out, but a big night and day difference in most of the movie. There's some scenes that look really close. The Blu-ray has some really good details and textures throughout, but overall, the Blu-ray it's brighter. Some stuff seems a little bit more washed out. With a 4K, the HDR really gives it more depth. It's darker, more, it has a deeper contrast. Here, we'll check out some shots comparing the Blu-ray and the 4K. We'll come back and talk about the audio, packaging, and the bonus features. We'll see you in a couple minutes. Now for the audio, they gave us a DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 and a 2.0 track. And I did toggle between the two, and both are wonderful tracks. In itself, the 2.0 is, everything's nice and clear, has a well-balanced front sound stage, gives you an illusion of some surrounds, but the The 5.1 track just adds a little bit more to it, especially in the music department. It just, Michael Kamen's score really screams in this. Which, I've always loved the soundtrack to this movie, just incredible. Now, I've always been a fan of Michael Kamen. He sadly passed back in 2003. He's done a lot of great scores, even back to the original Die Hard. One of the big things he's noted for is he worked with Metallica on our S&M concert where he did the whole orchestra with the band. That was always a favorite concert of mine. So, definitely I love Michael Kamen's music, and then here, just phenomenal. So surrounds kick in here there with the arrows shooting through. But other than that, it's a lot of ambience. So overall, it's a wonderful audio track. I know it'd be up to your preference which one you like. I don't think you're going to be disappointed with either the 2.0 or 5.1 because they're both great. Now for the packaging, I'm not going to go into detail since I did an unboxing video you can go check out. But this is being UK, it's a limited edition set. It has all stuff, but got a little bit, being in the UK, they got the thicker cases, which I wish they had I like the thinner cases. Just got the one 4K disc. And got some extra stuff here. Like I said, if you check out my other video. And it's also got the reversible cover art. Now for the bonus, I have quite a bit here. I probably should have printed them out. So it's going to be fun trying to read through. Quite a bit of listed on here. Try to get some highlights. Audio commentary with director Kevin Reynolds and actor Kevin Costner. Another audio commentary with actors Morgan Freeman and Christian Slater. And writers-producers Penn Densham and John Watson. A new documentary called Here We Are Kings, Making Robin Hood Prince of Thieves, which has lots of new interviews with it. Also, we have Robin Hood, the Myth, the Man, the Movie. It's an archival 1991 documentary. One-on-One with the Cast, archival 1991 interviews with Costner, Freeman, and others. Bryan Adams, Everything I Do It For You. Music, soundtrack cues, theatrical trailer, TV spots, image galleries. So I think a lot of stuff ported over with only a couple things that are brand new, but quite a bit there. Being one disc, I actually I looked at it and it uses a BD100, so it's got the large capacity disc. So to wrap it up, a phenomenal outing for Arrow as usual with Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. As good as it is, there was some shortcomings. I wouldn't call it perfect. I think it lacked a little bit of depth to the presentation that you normally get from a film. Looking at movies like I just did a recent review on Smokey and the Bandit. Honestly, I thought that had more depth than what the Arrow titles do. But this did look phenomenal. That would be my only thing my only critique about it was just missing a little depth. But overall, a great addition. Highly recommend picking this up. If you don't want to pay the extra cost for shipping overseas, there's definitely some U.S. retailers. Both Grindhouse Video and Diabolic has them. But I think I just checked Diabolic is actually out of stock. Grindhouse Video still has them in stock for $36.99. And after the tax, I think it's like $41. So fairly decent price for a damn nice looking set here. A shout out to Ken over at Mid-Level Media. He's the one that gave me a link to the Grindhouse Video. I didn't really know about them. I'd asked him about where to pick this up and he suggested them. So I definitely highly recommend picking this up, whether you want to get it now or usually Arrow releases stuff in the US late within a year later, but I don't know. But for the deal, I think it's worth picking up now. So that pretty much does it for my look on Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves in 4K from Arrow. Please check out my other videos on my channel, like, subscribe, and turn your bell notifications on. And we'll see you soon. Geek out.